Researchers say the number of people developing Alzheimer's disease and other types of dementia is about 10% higher than scientists predicted it would be a few years ago. More than 35 million people around the world are living with Alzheimer's disease or other types of dementia. And the World Alzheimer Report, just out, now estimates that barring a medical breakthrough, which we are all hoping for, the number of people with dementia will nearly double every 20 years. The report aims to raise awareness of the threat as people are living longer and more people are developing the brain-destroying illness. And while there's no known cure, doctors believe there are ways to slow the progress of this disease and ways to help improve the quality of the Alzheimer's patient's life. In fact, the Alzheimer's Association Connecticut chapter is eager to help with its Principles for a Dignified Diagnosis. Here now is Anna Nelson, Regional Director for Fairfield County of the Alzheimer's Association Connecticut chapter. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
We were just chatting before the segment about all of the very encouraging breakthroughs. Tell us what's going on in the labs.
Well, this is really an exciting time for Alzheimer's disease treatment research. There's actually currently over 50 potential drugs that are in phase 2 and 3 of the clinical trials. What that means is that we have a number of these drugs that are focusing on the plaques that we find in the brain of an Alzheimer's patient. That's the accumulation of the toxic beta amyloid protein. We are also now seeing some very exciting research that is actually focusing on the tau protein, which is what's found inside the brain cells. In addition to that, there seems to be a relationship between cardiovascular disease. Some studies have shown that, we need to learn more about whether that poses a risk for Alzheimer's or not. So there's a lot of work.
Is there a thought that the cardiovascular disease is contributing to the plaque formation?
Well, what is interesting is that they're finding that for folks that have cardiovascular disease, a lot of them tend to have problems with blood flow going to the brain. The brain cells are not getting enough oxygen, and so we tell folks, if you have cardiovascular diseases, make sure that you follow your doctor's orders, because there is a lot that's under our control. So with all these drugs that are in phase 2 and phase 3 of the clinical trials, pair that with the new advancements in the diagnostic tools, the possibility of finding disease-modifying medications is very much there. The thing, though, is that we need to make sure that the funds are there.
Right,
and that's
the
where folks
dollars.
can come. Yes, that's why we hope that folks can join us for Memory Walk, because that's our nation's largest event to raise awareness and funds for Alzheimer's disease research and
Let's talk a bit about the walk, because I know you're dying to.
Yes.
And then we're going to get more back to the disease. But the walk itself is coming up very soon, October 4th.
Yes, that is correct.
And we want to show folks, get your pens out, make note if you care about Alzheimer's and you want to get involved in this walk. Anna wants you to know that it's October 4th, 10 o'clock, Calf Pasture Beach in Norwalk. And you want to get the details online first, or make the call first so you can get registered. The walk itself starts at 10. You want, obviously, more awareness and more research dollars. Do you believe the medications that are in the works right now will prevent Alzheimer's, or just possibly slow its progress?
The medications that are in phase 2 and phase 3 of the clinical trials are hoping to slow or stop the progression of the disease. A lot of experts believe that we will see disease-modifying medications. What we need is the research money going now, because then this way we can capitalize on all the advancements that the research community has made in the last 10 years.
What do you say to people who say this is just a regular old part of getting old?
There is a difference between forgetting where you park your car and forgetting what your car looks like. In the early stages of the disease, it's very hard to know what the difference is between typical age-related forgetting and the early signs of the disease. And that's why the association is getting people the information about the warning signs, such as memory that interrupts daily activity, such as confusion about time and date, for example.
So and loved ones' names, or that comes later?
Yes, know all of that The short-term memory loss is what we see at first, and then as different parts of the brain are affected, different functions and abilities are lost. And a good place to get all of this information is to visit us online at www.alz.org/CT. That website is full of wonderful information on research
Yes, I was
studies.
on it. It's amazing. Apart from genetics, apart from knowing a family member has had Alzheimer's or more than one, is there any way to know if you're predisposed to it? If you're forgetful early on in life, does that mean you might be more likely to get Alzheimer's later?
That's a good question, and we get asked that question a lot. I'm often asked, you know, I walked into a room and I didn't know what I was supposed to do, or, you know, I forgot what day of the week it is. And I tell folks, in most cases, these lapses in memory are actually part of the aging process. Believe it or not, these lapses in memory.
So when people say I'm having a senior moment, that's what it is. Yes. It's a part of aging, but that's not Alzheimer's.
Exactly. It's just a glitch in the memory.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, and good luck with your upcoming walk. In just a few minutes, right here on 12 on Health, we'll turn to the latest on the swine flu vaccine, the latest report on how many shots you'll need, and when they'll arrive in our state. Ahead on 12 on Health.